Chancellor Marta. Our support fleet has just entered the sector. They are hailing us.
It is about time. Toral. Now I know why the fleet was delayed.
My apologies, Chancellor, but I had pressing business to attend to.
I know of your business, Toral. Worf has already informed me of your treachery. He is on his way now with the real Sword of Kahless.
You will be long dead before he arrives.
Toral, you are a fool. Dark forces gather on the horizon, and you would have us feast upon ourselves.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Star Trek Armada. This is a pretty simple mission compared to the last one, which went on for what seemed like forever. Basically, there's no enemy base, there's just ships in the area, and our goal is to survive. What I'm doing at this point is I'm going to try and create a choke point. Basically all the sensor arrays that are in the area are lost. I'm not going to build a small squadron of bird of prey and try and go and defend them, because that's just not going to happen. As we can see, Toral's, Nakevar, etc. here. But there's just no reason to go around trying to save the sensor points at this point. All that needs to happen is that Martok's starbase survives until the Avenger arrives. Anything else is completely and utterly irrelevant. So I'm just setting up in the standard way here. I'm just going to build a dilithium mine, a shipyard, and I'm going to build a couple more dilithium freighters. I'm taking a slightly odd decision here, and I am building a second starbase rather than building the standard weapons station so that I can build Vulture cruisers quickly. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about that now. Of course, ships are going to go for your dilithium, and having them in between two starbases basically means that they're screwed, but I think at this point I would probably be better just ramming out what would be half a dozen Vulture class attack cruisers, which would probably defend, certainly form a much more mobile defence than a starbase.
Station construction has begun.
But the addition of a hell of a lot of personnel, and the fact that we are up against Nakevars in this mission, so Vultures don't do particularly well against Nakevars until they're fully upgraded. I think it's touch and go. I'd probably rather now prefer the Vultures, but I'm not going to say it's too bad of a mistake. What I'm doing is I'm building a sensor array near my base. There's a couple of reasons for this. Number one, while the other ones are going down, I do want some vision. And the second thing is that when I build the weapon facility, I can get tachyon detection grid, which will allow me to see cloaked ships. Again, I'm not sure that's too relevant here, but just in case, I don't want things sneaking past my defensive perimeter. We got to this point, and I've actually realised I built the sensor array in a really bad position, so I'm going to salvage it and build the weapon research platform. And as you can see, this leaves me a bit behind, but I've now got two starbases creating a choke point, so it's not exactly terrible. It's going to take quite a significant sized force of ships to bust through two starbases.
Immediately.
And if necessary, I can just crank out a load of birds of prey just to run interference, so the starbases can get a bit of a better bead on things. So I'm going to rebuild the sensor array below the weapons platform, and then we're going to be able to build Vulture class cruisers, which is the ultimate point of where we are at the moment. Okay, so first things first, going to research the tachyon detection grid. It's very cheap and very fast to do, and it just means that if for some reason the AI does use the cloaking devices on his vultures and birds of prey, it now means that I can see them, and obviously most people know if ships are cloaked, their shields are down, so a starbase will probably one-shot most ships it can see that are cloaked, so it's always nice. And at this point I'm now going to go on to the build Vulture class cruisers plan.
Beginning construction.
Again, you can just line up as many as you need here. You don't need to do one or two like I'm doing here. You can just fill the queue, and when you have the resources, they'll build.
Our base is under attack.
As you can see, the star bases are going to handle Vulture class cruisers quite easily here.
We have a new ship for the fleet.
Especially when my own start coming out. And there's a Nate var, so you know what we do to ships that are the top tier of the enemies. It's time for some stealing action. And this is going to basically continue for some time, so without having much more to say on the matter, I'm going to let you watch the action.
We have a new ship for the fleet.
The day will be ours!
Reinforcements are coming. Reinforcements are coming.
We are Klingons!
Let loose the dogs of war!
Beginning construction. Weapon research has begun.
Okay, now that I've researched both the Polaron torpedo and I've built up my fleet a little bit, I'm going to head down to this dilithium moon down here and steal another Vulture class attack cruiser while I'm here. This dilithium moon's a bit of a red herring, you really don't need it.
We need repair!
Diverts you from your base, really.
Chancellor, the USS Avenger has arrived in the sector.
Well, it's safe down there for the moment. I decide to try and continue my plan. I could send ships to go and meet it, but the Avenger's quite a tough nut to crack anyway. It's fairly quick, and
Ready for battle!
unless like 4 or 5 Nate vars drop on top of it, it's going to be okay.
Beginning construction.
As you can see, I finally get the idea and just start cranking out Vulture class ships now. I'm going to need a few to get past the blockade that Tyrrell's got set up for us. And meanwhile, I'll set up a second dilithium outpost here.
The battle has begun.
Oh, another Nate var to steal. I like having Nate vars to steal. In fact, there's 2 Nate vars. I'll have both of those if you don't mind.
The day will be ours.
As you can see, Martok's starbase is more than a match for 2 Nate vars. If they had ion cannons, it'd be a bit more interesting. But it doesn't look like they do. Or at least they don't use them in this mission. So we'll just add them to the fleet and keep up.
Our base is under attack.
If you're watching the minimap, you'll notice that the Avenger has just been ambushed and I'm completely ignoring it. Or more to the point, I'm not watching the minimap, so I'm actually just being really bad at the game rather than ignoring it. I'm a bit more concerned with the fact that my computer at this point appeared to be having pretty epic slowdowns, so let's repair these ships. And then let's finally see that the Avenger is under attack down here, and it's against 5 birds of prey. I'm pretty sure the Avenger can't win this fight on its own. I'm going to take it through this yellow nebula, which disables your life support when you go through it, so you've just got to be a little bit careful.
Set a course for the nearest repair facility.
I'm going to get the Avenger repaired and head back to the rest of my fleet will deal with the birds of prey. But you'll notice there's a queue for my shipyard, and the Avenger will just sit there and die. Another bit of clunky AI on this point, and I realise there's a problem.
Engines to full. Chancellor, I have the true sword of Kalis. Return with me to Kronos, and we will prove Toral a fraud.
I will not run like a coward from this battle.
We will fight Toral, but not here. You should make your stand at the home world in front of the High Council, Kalis, and our people. I assure you, it will truly be a glorious battle.
Very well, Worf. We can escape through the wormhole in this sector. I will download the coordinates into your ship's computer.
Okay, so now the directive becomes let's get out of here. The Avenger's shields are actually down at this point, as you can notice, but the starbase is capable of one-shotting
New course heading.
birds of prey, so I just try and keep the Avenger in range, and now I'm going to save it to try and repair it again.
Our base is under attack.
And as you can see, all hell's broken loose now. Loads of ships have just appeared. So screw taking over any more ships for the moment. I'm just going to try and survive this fight. Sorry, I just can't resist it. I want Nate Vars in my fleet. At this point, I could actually build Nate Vars. I do have the ability to build the shipyard that builds Nate Vars, but that's just going to take way too much time, and capturing the enemy Nate Vars here is just far more expedient. Anyway, I'm going to repair my fleet here, and that's pretty much going to be the end. Oh, I'm going to steal this Nate Var because he's just asking for it. But I'm now going to steal this last Nate Var, and I'm then going to repair all my ships and make a run for the wormhole. So that will be where the mission ends, essentially. So once again, thank you very much for watching this episode, guys. I will let you watch the remainder of it in peace, and I will see you next time.
Let loose the dogs of war! Grey Thor will be paved with their ashes. So be it. Let loose the dogs of war!
It is a great day for battle.
For Kalis! I thirst for battle! The day will be ours! We will drive them before us! Let loose the dogs of war! Kaplock! We have a new ship for the fleet! Ready for battle! A battle has begun! Let loose the dogs of war! We have a new ship for the fleet! The day will be ours! For Kalis! For Kalis! We will drive them before us! Ready for battle! The day will be ours! I thirst For battle!
Helm, new course heading.
The day will be ours!
Warp receiving.